Welcome to another exciting episode of Kid TV. I'm roving reporter Caitlin. Today we will continue our series called Learning About Lawsuits. We will be learning all about lawsuits in this series.
Hi, this is Sydney, and you may be asking, why do I need to know about lawsuits? If you're asking that question, then keep watching. With us again today is lawyer Ryan Hodge from Wichita, Kansas. Mr. Hodge will be teaching us about lawsuits, so let's get started.
Thank you for being with us again, Mr. Hodge. I thought we were learning about lawsuits, but this week I'm supposed to ask you about insurance. What does insurance have to do with lawsuits?
Like we've talked about before, civil lawsuits are ways that people can settle disagreements when they can't agree on the facts or on other issues. If there is a situation where a person has injured someone, it's very easy to cause hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages and losses, for example, for medical bills or lost wages. Most people don't have that kind of money, so the injured person doesn't get reimbursed for their medical bills and they don't recover their wage loss. And of course the person who causes injuries like that doesn't have that money either, so they wind up losing everything. That's why we have insurance. It protects us all. It keeps us safe from the injuries that somebody else might cause, and it protects us if we break the rules and cause somebody else injury from financial devastation.
Can you give us some examples of kinds of insurance and how they pay for harms?
There are literally dozens and dozens of types of insurance, but let me give you a few examples. For example, the law in Kansas requires that every person who drives a car carry automobile insurance. That way, if they run a red light, that is, they break the rules and they cause harm to someone, their insurance will cover those harms and losses. Another kind of insurance would be disaster insurance. For example, if there was a fire or hail or a tornado that would cover the property damage losses or other types of losses that might occur as a result of a natural disaster.
Well, what if a person doesn't have insurance?
If a person does not have insurance, they run the risk of having to pay for the losses out of their own pocket. In some cases, the law requires that a person carry insurance. For example, when you drive, you have to carry insurance. But if a person is driving and they're not carrying insurance, they've broken the rules twice and they've caused double the harm. First, they've caused the harm by breaking a rule of the road and causing injury to someone. And second, they've caused harm by not carrying the insurance which is needed to cover the person's medical bills and wage loss claim.
Well, what can a person do if they are harmed by someone who did not have insurance?
It depends. In some cases, a person can recover for the harms and losses from their own insurance company. In other cases, there simply isn't enough money to cover the harms and losses. That's why it's very important to carry insurance, because it protects you if you've broken the rules, again, to cover the harms that you cause somebody else, but it also protects you if you've been harmed by somebody who breaks the rules and doesn't have insurance or doesn't have enough insurance.
What is the policy limit?
Wow, you really did your homework in preparing for this one. When an insurance company provides coverage for someone, that person is called an insured person. They will agree to provide a maximum amount of coverage called a policy limit. For example, a person who has automobile insurance may have a policy limit of $25,000. What that means is that if somebody has broken the rule and caused harm to somebody else, the most money that their insurance company will pay for the harms they've caused is the $25,000.
Wow, $25,000. That's a lot of money.
Well, when you consider the cost of an ambulance ride and the cost of a hospital stay after a bad car wreck, that could easily run more than $10,000. And then you consider that if somebody's been hurt really bad, they may be unable to do the things that they love to do for the rest of their lives. So $25,000 in that context really isn't a lot of money. People should always carry high policy limits to protect themselves when somebody has a lower policy.
I don't know about that. I would take $25,000 in exchange for not ever being able to do homework again.
Well, there's a big difference between not doing something like homework because you don't want to and not being able to do homework because an injury prevents you from doing it. For example, if you lost your vision in a bad injury, you might not do homework, but there would be other things that you'd really enjoy that you probably couldn't do either.
Oh, wow. I guess I never thought of that.
That's okay. Most people don't realize how much harm injuries cause. In fact, injuries can often cause people to not be able to do the things they used to love to do for the rest of their lives.
Thank you again, Mr. Hodge, for helping us learn about lawsuits. And now it is quiz time for Caitlin. I think it's going to be a tough one.
I'm ready. Fire away.
What is insurance?
Insurance is money that is used to help someone who has been hurt when someone else broke the rules.
Is money always there from the insurance company when someone is harmed?
Now, even though the law requires that people have insurance, there are people who don't have insurance. Even if a person has insurance, they may not have enough insurance to cover all the harms they cause.
What is an insured person?
An insured person is a person that has insurance.
What is a policy limit?
A policy limit is the most money that an insurance company will pay for the harms caused by the insured person.
What if the insured person does not have enough insurance to cover all the harms and losses?
Hey, that's a good question. What does happen?
I'm glad you asked because that is the topic of our next episode, so you will have to wait and see. Until next time, be safe, be smart, and don't miss our next episode of Kid TV.